criticizing someone is not a bad thing if you think about it logically. It can feel bad and so on, but it's usually good to get the criticisms so long as they are based on something that is true and something that is practical. So let's say I criticize you because of something that you have not done. That doesn't really work. So there are things called entrenched beliefs or entrenched untruths. So people usually, when someone says, let's say he says that is categorically untrue, what you are saying, then they usually, what they do is laugh because they can't really respond to the original. They can't prove what the entrenched untruth is. So then the system becomes, in Israel's case, it becomes anti-Semitic, but there's a differentiation between an anti-Semite and an idiot. So if one can be, in my opinion, an anti-Semitic idiot or an anti-Semite through idiocy, but it is very different, because if you are an anti-Semite, you are going to know what you're doing. An idiot really, really believes these things because they're too lazy to just like figure it out and go and check it out and challenge their own beliefs. So they are too lazy to criticize their own beliefs. So they criticize the other person with something that is not true. When they are told that it's not true, they laugh or refuse it, and then they use things like everyone believes it, or / knows it, which is not an argument, because everyone, as we know from history, can be wrong when when there is a lot of hostile propaganda floating around everywhere. So we know that this is nothing to do with the truth. So what frustrates people is that you criticize somebody using something that's not true, which completely makes your argument void, and there is no course of action that anybody can take anymore to tell you that you are actually wrong, because it is not true what you're saying. So your entire criticism falls down and breaks down, and then we have to figure out whether you are an anti-Semite or an idiot that is anti-Semitic. So that is a huge problem in discourse these days in general, because if nothing anyone says sticks, things will get wildly out of control. Because if you don't listen to anything except, the hostile propaganda, and if you believe things that you just want to believe because you want to believe them, which would make you anti-Semitic, then you are going to get out of hand, and the only way to deal with you becomes a use of force, because at some point here at this stage, you will cross a very real boundary into the territory of violence and insanity. So you are being insane when you are doing this, even though you might, function in your life in other ways. Insanity, I think, is when you are detached from reality so much that it becomes impossible to deal with you without using physical force. So you are basically creating an invulnerable ego in your mind that no one can get to. And you can, like many people say, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but it has consequences. Your beliefs have consequences, And especially if it's untrue and you try to be another person who repeats these untruths, then you are becoming a huge problem which needs to be dealt with. And I don't think most of the people, I would think a grand majority of the people who are doing this don't want the consequences of their own actions, which means that stopping them, it becomes a helpful action even towards these people, because once they start to realize that they live in the consequences of their own actions, they are very much going to want to go back. But usually, well, the universe doesn't work like that. You cannot go in reverse. That is not allowed in the universe. You can go forward only, which means that everything that happens here is going to have to be repaired over here. And that is really, really difficult. And that is really, really dumb as well. So you don't want to do this. You want to not do this so that you can carry on. So I urge everybody to stop being this person because it is getting out of hand. Thank you. Goodbye.